Studying the French Revolution is a good way to look at mistakes that were made in the past and how they can affect today. To understand it all, we're going to have to go back to the future. Back to the past. Sorry about that. So we need to go back and take a look at what led to this, with absolutism in France. So there were these upper class people called nobles, right? They were all rich and fancy, and this king, Louis XIV, who had the sweetest hairdo, decided he was tired of them having too much power and decided to take it all for himself. But he ran into some obstacles. When he tried to take over, the nobles still held a lot of power, both military and political. So he built two things: the massive palace at Versailles to showcase his power and hold court to keep an eye on the nobles, and the largest army in Europe to crush any revolt. It was declared that he had the divine right to rule, given to him by God. No, not those gods. And that his word was unquestionable. He would secure his family's place above the nobles for years to come. But most people weren't nobles and didn't play their little Game of Thrones. They were just working class men who were just trying to put food on the table for their families. The people in Paris lived in dense neighborhoods with multiple family-sharing buildings, and word of mouth played a major part in their political views, while the nobles continued squabbling over power. When Louis XVI came around, both nobles and the people were tired of the monarchy. Louis XVI was a weak and ineffective leader, and many reforms were passed to change the nation, but this was not enough. The people began to revolt against the government, starting with the attack on the Bastille. After this, the king and nobles agreed to form the National Assembly. The Assembly issued the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen to guarantee equal rights to all men. However, among war, power continued to change hands. When the Radical National Convention was in control, they were so determined to end the monarchy that they had Louis XVI executed by guillotine. Eventually, the Committee for Public Safety was formed to take control, and the Reign of Terror occurred, where tens of thousands of people were executed. The economy continued to do poorly, and the nation continued to spiral downwards until the military leader Napoleon Bonaparte seized control and turned the nation into a great empire, until he was eventually defeated and the monarchy was restored. France made the mistake of replacing their old government with an ineffective one that eventually ruined much of the revolution's work. In countries across the world today that are revolting against oppression, it is important that they take a lesson from the French and work towards a better future instead of fighting over power.